Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back. I just love Sundays because that means I get to hang out with you guys. For those of you who are in the chat already, you have come early. Please state your city and state so that I can shout you out. I want to tell you guys, y'all are amazing. We have been on this journey together. A lot of you have been here for a while, and I'm so grateful for all of the messages that you guys have sent over the week. You guys have reached out, a lot of you on Instagram, and shared, and I really, really, really appreciate it. Okay, and please don't forget to smash that like button so that YouTube knows that this is the type of content that more people need to see. All right, so let's get started here. For those of you who do not know, like I said, drop your city and state so I can shout you out. I want to let you know that I have 2 books that are available. If you guys are interested in learning, I have my first one here, Why Women Love Assholes, and it really explains the psychology behind what attracts a woman. So the title's a little clickbaitish, but if you're a guy who is sick of being put in the friend zone and seeing all these other guys getting women, but you're not being successful, look into this and figure out what it is that you can do that the assholes do unintentionally, but get the girls. So you being the good guy, you can, get the girls. All right, so the other one is First Date 101. This is for people who are dating and going on first dates. I took a huge poll. I surveyed a bunch of men and I said, guys, what things do you love about first dates? What do you hate about first dates? And I compiled it into a neat little guide. So here, directly from the horse's mouths, what they like and don't like on a first date, and it will give you a lot of insight. All right, guys? That being said, just a few reminders. Hi to everyone who came in. Please smash that like button. That lets YouTube know that this is good content that more people should see. And if you guys like it, they think that more people will like it and they will actually push it out. So if you can take 2 seconds, come out of the chat and do that, I appreciate it a lot. The second thing is, if you would like to be on my email list, you can do so by clicking the link below or grabbing the link in my Instagram bio. I send out the link weekly so that you can just click on it and come to my live stream. All right. And so you won't miss anything. And then also I'm doing this every week. If you guys want to submit your question, you can do that throughout the week and then I'll add it to my show on Sunday. And I started last week. I put the questions below. And so last week I was running behind. I didn't get a chance to put the questions, but if you guys look today at the description, it's already there. So of course the timestamp isn't there for those of you watching it live, because I don't know what time I'm gonna start each question. But if you watch the replay, the timestamp will also be there. So that way you guys are going to know which question is coming up, especially if you submitted one. And last but not least, if you feel so inclined, if you're enjoying the show and you want to tip your server, you can hit the super chat and I will shout you out. Okay? So thank you so much in advance. I love it. We have Minnie Spears. She said she's in Orlando, Florida, and she's ready. Now, y'all, I told you this last time. You guys give me life because you have to remember, I'm sitting here looking at a camera. So it is not exactly a normal situation. So the way that I can feel your energy back is through emojis, through comments, and things like that. So please make sure you engage as much as possible because it helps it helps me to see if it's resonating with you guys and it's not awkward, like, are they liking it? Are they not liking it? Okay. And remember also, if I forget to put my little graphic up, let me know. Okay. Y'all caught me last time. I was so grateful because it would have messed up my timestamp. So catch me if I'm slipping because I get caught up. Y'all know I get excited. Okay. And I see that we've only had one person drop your city and state. Make sure you drop your city and state and make sure you guys hit that like button, please. You can help me out. That helps me a ton when it comes to analytics. Okay. All right, so we got all the announcements out of the way. Let's get into question number 1. Okay, first one. Y'all ready? Okay, thank you for hitting the likes. You guys are awesome. Okay, question number 1. I'm 34, going on 35, never married, no kids, but hopefully one day my future husband, will one day with my future husband. Online dating is hard, but I would prefer to go on dinner dates or a small activity date like golf or something. I prefer talking on the phone first before meeting. Most guys want to add each other on social media first, like Instagram, Facebook, or Snapchat, or just meet in person for coffee and go from there. She said, when guys ask me out, 99% of the time, they want me to drive 30 to 45 minutes away to a first date, but it's only for coffee and a drink. Happy Sunday to you, creative mind. Thank you. I don't feel comfortable driving 30 plus minutes for a $5 cup of coffee interview. Men don't want to drive the full way, or their version of halfway is me doing most of the driving. Is coffee or a drink even considered a date? Those usually feel like interviews where he asks me his checklist questions. Also, what about driving distance? Should guys do most of the driving and come to the lady? Woo! Okay, there is a lot to unpack in this. And also, guys, thank you. Okay, all the likes are even with the viewers. So thank you guys for all doing your part. I also want you guys to, and some of you are already comfortable doing this, but give your advice too. I'd like to see what your initial reactions are. And there's a little bit of a delay, so I'll always see what you guys had to say, you know, after I say it. Hello from Florida. Hey, welcome to the show. Thank you for tuning in, love. I think it's Anissa. And so I want you guys to give your feedback too, okay? We're all in this together, but honey, there is a lot to unpack in this. So let's go to the first thing. So she says she'd prefer to go on dinner dates or a small activity like golf or something. Now, it's fine to have a preference on what to do, but I don't want you guys to get distracted by the activity, okay? Keep this in mind. She said, I'm thinking, girl, just ignore them, because I should have told myself the same thing. Okay. Oh, California. Hello from California. I'm a little biased for Cali. So, hey, Antonio, thank you for dropping in and saying where you're watching from. Shakisha says, hello. Hey, doll, where are you watching from? No, 30 plus miles for coffee. Heck no. Oh, and a guy is saying that. Okay. Okay. So, how many of you guys watched my live stream last week? Might have been like Wednesday or Thursday, maybe Friday, where I said, no, it was Friday, I think, where it was entitled, Why is he so hard to read? Okay. How many of you guys, you could say I watched, all right? So comment I watched, and there's a little bit of a delay, so it'll come in a second. But let me know if you watched that live stream. So, oh, she's watching from Ohio. Nice. Okay. So in that live stream, I explained, oh, Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Nice. Hey, guys. Hey. I got halfway through. It was good. I have to finish. Oh, sweet. Thank you, Creative Mind. So what was I going to say? Oh, so in that video, I was explaining when a man loves a woman, like, it's intense. And one of the guys was like correcting me. He said, well, you know, sometimes it's not love yet. It's just interest. But the advice still applies. Oh, nice. Anissa says she watched it today. Okay, so you're already 2 steps ahead. So even if it's not love yet, the interest still pushes him forward. So going back to what I was saying, don't get so caught up on how he's getting to know you. Pay attention to, like, don't get caught up on where he's getting to know you. Focus on how he's getting to know you. Okay, so you want to be tuned in. What kinds of things is he talking about? How is he spending the time that he has with me? How does he respect my time? That's way more important than what is the venue. Because honest to God, I can meet somebody in a freaking parking lot of a grocery store and we can get a lot accomplished. You can also take me to a really fancy restaurant and waste my time. So it really is about, how is he taking advantage of your time? Okay, is he using it wisely? And guys, for the first 10 minutes, because don't worry, I'm not going to do a ton of shout outs, but for the first few minutes, I'm going to shout you guys out because I like hearing you guys. Antonio says he watched it. Oh, nice. And Creative Mind 9 says he will jump through hoops. That is right. Shakisha also watched it. Awesome. And I don't know how to pronounce your name, but she's from Barbados, Bridgetown. Nice. And I think you told me how to say it last time and I forgot, but I don't want to butcher it. So don't worry so much. Don't get caught up on the what, okay? I've actually gotten to the point where I don't like dates that cost any money, the first date, because it feels to me, it makes me feel like I have pressure. It's a pressure of feeling guilty that he spent money if I don't like him. So I've learned that if he asks for suggestions, I always suggest free things. a walk at the park, a walk by the beach, a bike ride, even a workout, a hike, whatever. I like stuff that does not cost money so that I don't feel kind of weird about him spending. Because if he goes out all out and spends all this stuff and all this money, and I know within 30 seconds I don't like him, I feel bad. And plus I'm stuck there for the rest of the date, okay? So that's the first suggestion. Don't get so caught up on where he's taking you. The second thing is, she says, she calls it a coffee interview. So you might be projecting a little bit on him, okay? Yes, some people are very impersonal and they're like rapid fire asking questions, but sometimes it's just people being excited and wanting to get out the questions out of the way that will eliminate somebody that is not for them. So you have to really stop being taking it personally. I love that. We went to the beach in Malibu and talked for hours. I love that. So and Malibu is so pretty. So when you are when a person asks a bunch of questions, because I used to do this when I was excited, it's a sign of excitement, and it's also this feeling of, if I hurry up and get these questions out of the way, which are usually my deal breakers, then I can actually enjoy this person. So some people really do kind of have an interview type of a vibe, but you have to take the personalness out of it. Stop looking at it like, you know, this is meant to be this, what is the word? Like, don't look for romance and stuff at the very beginning. Both of you should be taking your time and really getting to know one another, okay? I mentioned in my 90-day discovery video that you should spend the first 3 months minimum just observing. Just observing. So I'm really not even bothered by the interview type of a thing. It's only a problem when you're caught up in the fantasy of like getting whisked away and having all this romance. There is plenty of time for all that. But just like you have questions, he has questions as well. Okay, girl, he's the man. He knows he's got to spend some cash on the first date. Okay, so that's Antonio's advice. Interesting. Okay, Genesee or Genesee, I'm not sure. Am I saying correctly? A coffee date is not bad. You have more flexibility, exactly, to bail out quickly if you're not feeling the other person. Exactly. And I want you guys to realize you're interviewing him. Men do what they're supposed to do, meaning like they lead with logic a lot of times. So you should be spending your time observing. Now, Antonio says a phone call should take place before dinner though. And I will give you that. You can ask a lot of questions over the phone. For me personally, I do like to go through a bunch of conversation over the phone before I even because I have to decide if you're even worth my time in person. So I actually like what you're saying too, and I think you could take from either one. So either you can have your conversation beforehand, get those questions out of the way. But if you decide to go ahead and ask and go on this coffee date with him, and you guys haven't had these questions, then prepare that he might ask you those what you consider interview type questions. So this is all good stuff. I like it. I like it. The last thing is the driving distance. So go with your gut. If you feel like this guy is overly concerned with not going out of his way, then that's a very big indication. I'm not going to call it a red flag yet, but it is one to take notes. So I told you need to have a observing mindset. You need to be sitting back like this. This is all, I'm not being literal. I don't literally want you to sit back and have this posture because that's not attractive. Nobody wants that attitude. But in your mind, you're being charismatic on the outside and you're being feminine and you're being sweet. But on the inside, you're noted. Okay, noted. So I want you to note the fact that he is trying so hard to not be too inconvenienced. Because as I talked about on the video, and if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. I think it's my latest live stream. It said, why is he so hard to read? I read the lyrics of When a Man Loves a Woman, okay? And again, like the guy said, well, to not love you because you just met, but when he's intrigued. You want a guy who is intrigued enough to be willing to at least drive. So, does that make sense? Okay? Shakisha says, you can always do a FaceTime call date before you do your actual first date. Yes. That way, if the vibes and energy aren't right, you don't even go on the first date. 100%. I will never, ever have like if I meet the person online especially, I will never meet with them until we have had at least one video chat, at least one. And even if we meet in person, I still like, we just meet enough to say, hey, let's exchange information. We know that there's a physical attraction. I still need to talk to you to see where your head is. What type of a person are you? Honestly, I'm so protective of my time. I can't afford to go in person to just get a few questions answered. If I go on a physical date with you, it's because I have asked you enough questions beforehand. So that's just how I am, okay? We have a bunch of new people in here. If you have not hit that like button, please go ahead and smash it now. You have to leave the chat briefly to do it. And you know what? I'm going to flip this around. I'm going to reward the ones who did. Those of you who already hit the like button, just write the word like in all caps, okay? If you already hit the like button, so I can thank you. Cool. They're already going up. Let's get them all the way up because we have more viewers than likes. A guy should pursue the lady and come 60% of the driving way, Minnie Spears said. Okay, interesting. I like this feedback. Perfect. Creative Mind has already hit like. Nice. So you're one of the totals that I see. Varan already hit like. Thank you. Cejana, because I don't want to say your name wrong. She hit like. Shakisha hit like. Okay, I appreciate you guys. All right, we're all doing our part together. Minnie Spears is saying like. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. So if you're one of the 3 people who hasn't yet, oh, someone just dropped off. They're like, I'm not hitting that like. So if everyone's here and enjoying the show, I'd like you to hit like. All right, so 2 more dropped off, and then we just have 1 more person. So either hit that like or you can leave. I'm not trying to be mean. Thanks. Okay, we're all caught up, you guys. All right, woohoo. This is just business, okay? YouTube needs to know that the people watching are liking it. Okay, thank you guys, thank you guys. So I would just say that I wouldn't get too specific, like, 60%, 40%, whatever. Personally, I would not. But, like love. I love that. Thank you, Anissa. Or Anissa, I hope I'm saying it correctly. I wouldn't get too caught up in the specifics. I would just kind of watch in general and notice, is he more concerned with being inconvenienced or is he more concerned with seeing me? Because I have seen men, go to the moon and back just to get an opportunity. Okay? All right. So, sorry, guys. Hopefully each question is not so long. Thank you, Antonio. But I really wanted to unpack because, like I said, there was a lot to unpack there. All right, question number 2. And I remember my graphic. Yay. Number 2. I've seen a pattern when it comes to the 2nd or 3rd date. Every guy I've been on a date with, the only thing the guy wants to do is for me to come back to their place to cook together or watch a movie or chill. We all know what that is, right? Or low-key hang out. But to me, it just feels like he wants intimacy and cuddles. Ding, 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 ding. Your intuition, girl. Yeah, you got it, you got it. And that's not something I want to rush. If I do agree to come over one time for a date, then that's all he wants to do moving forward. And I don't want a sedentary relationship. If I decline to come over after the initial visit, he thinks I'm rejecting him. But I'm just rejecting the sedentary activity. Even though I make other suggestions to go out, he just wants to stay at home and relax to keep things low-key. Am I being too picky? I want to see which of you guys have been following me long enough to answer this for me. Let's see who can answer this. As I have a feeling, thank you guys for the like for the new people. Do you guys know what I'm going to say? Is she being too picky by not wanting to have a date in his house? We're talking dates 1, 2, 3, if I need to remind you. Antonio says, heck no, girl. That dude wants some quick loving. Okay, see? So y'all are already here. Y'all understand what's going on. Creative Mind says, no, she's not. Y'all are, everyone's getting an A. Everyone's getting an A. I got another no. No, she's not being too picky. So here's the thing. Drop that dude, Antonio says. Here's the thing you need to understand. All these not too picky. Run, girl, run. LOL. Okay? So, boundaries are set for a reason. Boom. Thank you, Aldrian. Thank you. This is why he's a man child. This is why I say have your standards ahead of time. You set your standard for a reason. We don't go to men's houses at the very beginning for a reason. We don't then second guess ourselves and say, well, he failed the test. He failed the test, so should I just throw the test away? No! The purpose was to see who fails. So if you're too bummed out by the fact that he failed the test, that's when you need my coaching, okay? I need to help wean you off of this desperation for a man, because all it is desperation at that point. If the person is showing you by no uncertain circumstance that all he wants is a lay, run. The only reason, and Antonio's awesome. I agree too, Varan. I hope you're singing it, Varan. She said, I love a guys in the live. Oh, I'm telling you, I always say in the comments on Instagram when guys comment, thank you for the male cosign. The reason why I say that is because you guys can think I'm just making this up all you want, even though I've gotten this information directly from men. But the fact that the men are coming in and doubling down on what I'm saying, they're admitting, he said, I love you back. I love all this love. Yeah. You guys are awesome. Okay. Love all the love in the comments. The male cosign is showing you that this is real. This is real stuff. These men know. They have friends in the locker rooms they've grown up with. You know, they hear all this talk. He's being lazy, Netflix and chill. Yeah, it's beyond lazy. Okay. So, the guys are telling you this is what's up. If every time, like I said, you give a guy a test and you freak out that he didn't pass, that tells me you have desperation. You're more concerned about not being alone. You're more concerned with getting a man. And if you are uncomfortable with the emotions that you're experiencing when it comes to you being single, call me. Hit me up. DM me. That's what I do. I help people figure out why there is an unnecessary stress about being single. And when you're stressed about being single, you tend to lower your standards. You let anything and everything in because it seems better than nothing when you're in that mind state, okay? Why would a woman want to make love to a dude who just wants to sit on the couch, she said. Okay, so here's the thing. If you learn about pickup artists, okay, pickup artistry, there's a whole industry, there's a whole niche out here online, and people sell books. There's a whole industry for men, and what they teach you in that industry, the pickup artistry industry, is how to get laid with the least interference. If there was a word they could say that was like a code word that just made women's pants drop, people would be selling that. Literally, guys want the quickest way to your honeypot, okay? So they don't want to have to jump through a bunch of hoops. They don't want to have to go through a bunch of machinations. So if you understand this, a good guy is not going to be pressed for sex. A good guy is actually going to want to know me for me, even though he's sexually attracted to me, because there's nothing wrong with that. It's the pressure. So if a guy is saying, I want to skip past the entire getting to know you phase and put you in an intimate setting. Remember my post? I said, if you don't want to sleep with a guy, don't be anywhere near a couch or a bed, especially if you're not in public, okay? So he wants to, as quickly as possible, get you into an intimate setting so he can be intimate with you. So this isn't rocket science. Don't go into an intimate setting. And if you tell him, I don't want to go into an intimate setting, which you don't say it that directly, but that's what you're saying, and he goes, he just showed his hand. He just showed his hand. He's not interested in you. He's interested in her. Okay? So once he fails that test, and you're saying, am I being too picky? That's the purpose of the test, okay? I'm really harping on this so you guys can get it. I see some new people snuck in. Hi, new people. Please go ahead and hit that like button and let me know what city and state you're watching from so I can shout you out, okay? But yeah, that's why. Does that make sense, guys? Okay? All right, so we're going to move on to number 3. Y'all liking this so far? And let me know whose first time it is here. Because I'm starting to see some repeat people. But let me know who's new this week, okay? Number 3, when it comes to, her question is regarding occupancy, she said. I never heard it that way. Occupation is basically what she's getting at. Let's see. When you first talk to someone online from a dating app, you greet each other, Sorry, y'all. Sometimes people are typing fast, and so I'm trying to like fill in the blanks as I'm going. Be direct, girl. Show them who's boss. Yes. Okay. And we have people too who English is not their first language, y'all. So bear with them. When you first talk to someone online from a dating app, you greet each other. Yet immediately after the greeting, the first question on a guy's mind to her is, what do you do for a living? Okay, so the first thing a guy is asking her about is what she does for a living and how long she's been doing it. Does she like it? What's your salary? And what's your highest education level? She said, I'm old-fashioned where men are meant to be the providers, so I'm not sure why there's a substantial amount of questions about a woman's occupation. Many guys say, I want a woman who has her stuff together and is financially stable, but the reality is when a woman gets pregnant, her financial situation and career might change, and I feel like guys don't think about that, meaning like don't bank on it. Men don't think about unpaid maternity leave and other factors. My mother raised me to believe that the right guy will not care what a woman does for a living because he will want to build a future and take care of her. A man will take care of his family. Okay, so her question is, what is the best way to approach a situation where a guy is too focused about my career and financial status? Whew. Okay. This one is going to be short and sweet. If you don't like what the man is bringing to the conversation, bye-bye. It's as simple as that. A lot of these questions are really simple to answer. You don't like what he's bringing. He's not the only fish in the sea. So you don't have to tweak it, adjust, just boom, gone, okay? Like, I wish a man would come in and ask me my salary. First conversation, boy, bye. This is why we take our time. We take our time to see what the person is all about. So, simple answer. How do you approach the situation? You don't. You walk away from it, okay? You don't even have to tell him why. Antonio says this is suspect. Exactly. All right, question number 4. How you guys doing? Question number 4. Y'all okay out there? Okay, so number 4. Who do you think should say I love you first? Well, to me, I feel like a man should say I love you first, and I'll tell you why. Masculine energy takes the lead. Feminine energy receives or rejects or reciprocates. So if you love the man, I would let him say it first. Because you don't want to unintentionally put pressure on him. And you also don't want to, this is me, okay? I could go back, like I said, y'all, I'm only going to tell you what I believe right now. Next year, I might be more enlightened and I might have a different answer. But today, 2022, I would let the man say it first because I would be concerned that I'm possibly, I could come across as being pressure, I would be concerned that me saying I love you first might feel like pressure to that man. Because most people, when they feel it, they say it. So if a guy hasn't said it yet, I wouldn't want him to even unintentionally feel pressured by me saying it. So that's my opinion. What do you guys think? Do you think it matters who says it first? Give me your thoughts. I'm curious to know. I wish there wasn't such a delay with the comments. But let me know if you guys think it matters who says it first. That's my opinion, okay? We're going to move on to number 5. Okay. Number 5. Hi, dear. Thank you for reaching out. Having someone to talk to really means so much. I appreciate you too, love. A couple of weeks ago, I met a guy on Tinder, and after a week, we had our first date. We had our stories, and everything was flowing so naturally. The next day, he asked me if we could exclusively date. That actually happened to me on the first date. So, yeah, and ironically, that was the very first live stream I ever did. I had to get on and be like, y'all, is this normal? Because he had me in my head confused. So, yeah, let me just finish reading the question. I'm going to tell you exactly what I feel about this. And I asked him, what do you mean by it? And he said the basic meaning of which is talking to each other, not others. Then he flew back to another state to run his business, and now our communication is kind of moving far from my expectations. So I don't know if I should wait for him to make a move for me, or should I talk to him about how I really feel? Thanks again. Okay. So, I like this because these comments come in super late on my time. Antonio says, I personally don't use the word love because it's lost its validity today. I use I care about you and only when I honestly care about the girl. And I want to say this actually, you guys. And I apologize. There's like a couple minutes delay, which they put it in there so that if I have to like do something, I can. So it causes the comments to come in after, like much later than I've actually said in real time. So for those watching, I apologize for going back and forth, but I do want to speak this because this is really important. To me, love is a decision. Okay? I believe that love is a decision, like is an emotion or a feeling. I like you, and if I like you enough, I'm going to love, aka make the decision to do action. To me, and biblically, love is an action. You know someone loves you by their action. So if I like you, that just means you make me feel good. If I choose the action of loving you, I am consciously making the decision to act in a certain way, and it should not matter how I feel from one moment to the next. Y'all pick that up, what I'm putting down? So initially, I know that you make me feel good, so I like you. But the minute you stop making me feel good, I no longer like you. Actually, if we're really honest, I like how you make me feel. So now when you act differently, I no longer like how you make me feel. It never was about you. It was always about me. Like is selfish. How do you make me feel? That is why people say, I love you, and 5 minutes later, I don't love you anymore. Well, love was an action. So basically, you liked how I made you feel, and now you no longer like how I make you feel. That's more accurate. So thank you, Antonio. I like that. When I say I love you, that is a commitment, in my opinion. Because I love you, I am choosing to love you. I'm going to love on you. I'm watching on my TV and commenting on my laptop, so the audio on TV and laptop are about 30 seconds apart. Oh, interesting. So you guys see what I'm saying? So love is a commitment. Because like you commit to your child. I have love. We should say that. I have love, or I demonstrate love. I feel likes and I demonstrate love. I don't think that you feel love. Make sense? Just my theory. So for him to ask right away, I would say no. And here's the thing. Why are you granting him exclusive rights? Why? What is the reason? You haven't had 90 days. And that's the minimum that I've given, right? My suggestion, my minimum. You don't even know him enough to be exclusive with him. So a lot of times it's exciting for a woman, for a guy to want to be exclusive, or her to be exclusive with him, because she feels validated, she feels loved, she feels accepted, she feels wanted. But that's because you're coming from a place of desperation. That is a feeling that only God can make go away. So you're getting excited about this guy giving you attention and affirmation and validation, but the reality is he doesn't deserve your exclusiveness. Now, you might actually be exclusive and he doesn't know it because there's no one else that's interesting to you at the time or who's holding your attention like that. But he doesn't need to know that. That needs to be earned over time. That's all I'm saying. Okay? So 100%. And all this stuff, a lot of women ask me questions that are centered around like, should I tell a man how I feel or whatever? A lot of times it's not about you telling him how you feel. It's more so you saying, I don't like the way you're moving. And you don't need to give him Blue's Clues. At the beginning, you don't need to give him Blue's Clues. If he's not acting right, that's not an indication that you need to help him get it together. It's an indication that you do not need to be with him. He doesn't deserve your time. Okay? All right, she said, I'm not boo-boo the fool. I'm not committing to you that soon. So you can go still do your thing on the side. And interestingly enough, before the live stream happened, she circled back and she's like, never mind about the question, because you know, I've ended things. He fell off. So clearly, all right. Make a man earn that exclusivity through his actions. He must prove he's worthy of your time. Nice. So Anthony says, so what qualifies for exclusiveness? Honestly, you want to be exclusive with the person when you know them and you vetted them. How do I even know I want to be exclusive with you? Like, I don't want to talk to anybody else if I don't even know who you are. And honestly, exclusiveness happens naturally and organically. When you meet someone and you guys are getting to know one another and you've really asked a lot of questions and you've seen them through all these different seasons, you start to bond and you naturally don't want to see other people. The reason why, in my opinion, a lot of people rush to exclusivity, I used to be one of them, is because it gives them a false sense of security. They either feel safe themselves by it because, oh, I feel wanted, or they feel it protects them from what they fear, which is someone else coming in and stepping on their turf. But in my tribe, we don't move out of fear. A real man who's grounded in God is not going to even concern himself with what you're doing when you're not on the phone with him, because he knows that what is for him is for him. He's not going to care if he took you out to dinner on Friday and you had a dinner date on Saturday and Sunday. He's not worried, because if you are for him, God will make that clear to you, and on your own, you're not going to want to see anybody else, because what he's bringing is so fire. I have never had a man have to tell me that he wanted to be exclusive. It happened on its own, meaning I had already come to that conclusion. He had made such an impact on me, and I felt like he was so amazing. It didn't matter how many people approached me. They couldn't compete because he made such an impression on me. Okay? All right, what are we on? Number 6. Y'all having fun? Y'all are sticking around, so I'm assuming you're all having fun. All right, number 6. So this situation, she left a voice note, so I have to paraphrase for you guys, okay? But essentially, she met a guy, I believe, online, and it was their first date in person. So they went, to the date in person, and he made some innuendo that was sexual, and she didn't like it. So she let him know, I didn't like it, whatever. So he ends up texting her after the date, and he says, actually, let me see if I can pull it up, because she sent me the screenshot. Bear with me, guys. You guys are so patient. Okay. All right, so he says, ooh, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't read it directly, because then what if someone is watching? So let me paraphrase, okay? He just pleasantries. I'm glad you had fun on the date, basically. And he said, he said that he let her know during the date that he was attracted to her, and he asked her on the date if she was also attracted to him, but she seemed to sidestep the question. So it seems as though possibly what she took as being kind of fresh and inappropriate and doing a sexual innuendo, which he could have delivered it in a way that was kind of like, a little bit inappropriate in her opinion. He's coming back and saying, like, okay, I really do want to know, though. I want to know if you're physically, aka sexually attracted to me. And so, and then he says, P.S., I don't think it was sexual in any way. So what he said he thought was innocent. Now, this is what's interesting. She mentioned wanting to go on dates and do all this stuff. And my first question was, well, are you sexually attracted to him? Not saying you're going to sleep with him, but are you sexually attracted to him? Like, if everything worked out great, would you be excited to hook up with him physically? Or would you be like, ugh? And she said she wasn't. He seemed like he'd be cool to like hang out with and do stuff with, but she wasn't sexually attracted. Now, look, ladies. One of the reasons why the guys give me props is because I do not just cater to, well, I don't cater, period, but I don't cater to either gender. I speak what I believe is the truth, okay? And so I'm going to stand up for men as well. And in this situation, this kind of like bugged me because this is a man's worst fear. Just like a woman's worst fear is that, oh, he's only dating me to sleep with me and he doesn't actually care about me. They're worried that she's going on dates just to go on dates and she doesn't actually care about me. The way that men feel loved a lot of times, a big percentage of it, is the physical. A lot of men have a love language of physical touch. So if she's not even sexually attracted to him, meaning there's not even a hope that down the road it could go there, even if he politely waited and proposed to her and married her before he slept with her, okay? It wouldn't even go there. So that is fraudulent. In the dating world, that's fraudulent. If you're not, that's why I did a post, and I purposely made it clickbaity for people to be like, what you mean? But I did a post that said, if you're not willing to sleep with him, don't go on a date with him. It's kind of messing with you guys. You were thinking maybe I was like pushing for first date sex. But the point is, don't even go on the date with him if you don't think you would ever want to sleep with him. That's why I said if I meet someone online and I haven't seen the chemistry in person and I haven't vetted them and asked the questions, I don't want them to spend a dime. Let's do a free date. Just be in each other's space. We can see if there's a physical chemistry, but don't spend money on me. I don't want you to spend money on me if I don't know. That's how I honor the kings, okay? The kings in this world. I honor the men by not taking anything from them that I'm not willing to give, which is time. That's even. I'm not going to allow you to spend money on me if I don't know if I'm sexually attracted to you or not. Because you can't control if you guys like fall out down the road or something, you don't line up down the road, but you at least want there to be the chance that there could be something. So if I already know out the gate there's not even a chance, I'm not going to waste his time or mine. Okay? Y'all are funny. Okay, so that's how I honor him. Okay, so that's my answer about that. All right, number 7. I'm trying to do my best, y'all, to stay within the time constraints because last time it went over. Okay. All right, so number 7. Happy New Year. I appreciate your message. Okay, how do you avoid being love bombed? I've been love bombed in my previous relationship, and I didn't actually know I was getting love bombed because everything was moving so fast until I realized that the relationship was not serving me anymore. After 5 months in, I had to let it go. Had you gone to watch my course, Make Dating Fun Again, you would have known there's a section in there that says, you control the pace. Okay? You are a door. So that doesn't mean you control how fast he runs up and down the hall. You can't control him running up and down the hall. But you sure can shut the door or slightly close the door to slow down how quickly he moves through the door. That's a metaphor for whatever it is, whatever level he wants to go. So if he wants to ask you out, you control when you say yes, how soon you actually meet him. If he wants to kiss you, you control how soon he gets a kiss. If he wants to sleep with you, you control how soon you sleep with him. Even if he wants to marry you, he can ask you, but you control when you say yes. You can say not yet. I'm not ready to get engaged. If he wants to marry you, you can control how soon the date happens. So don't ever forget how much control you have as a woman. Feminine power doesn't mean you're powerless. You just have a different type of power. For those of you who just came in and you haven't hit the like button, do me a favor, please. This lets YouTube know you like it. Okay? Lets YouTube know, and then it gives me more love on the back end. Well, that didn't sound right. But the algorithm pushes out to more people if they see that the people who are here like it. So if you do indeed like it, please pop out of the chat and then hit that like. Thank you. I'm looking at these comments, you guys. Okay. Y'all are reading the comments. You see what's funny. Okay. Where was I at? Okay, so love bombing. So to me, it sounds like you got caught up You forgot your power and you just let this man take the lead. If you are being studious, if you are in that, remember, 90-day observation phase, you're being studious and you're taking notes, you're not being, whisked away like Gone with Wind. You're taking notes, you're being grounded, you are controlling what's happening and when, okay? And you're not going to get love bombed that way. That's as simple as I can put it. Does that make sense, you guys? All right, so some of you guys have hit the like. 2 more people, please hit that like. If you're sticking around, please hit the like, because that means you like it, or at least you're interested or entertained. Either way, you're sticking around, so hit that like button, please. Thank you. I love it. Some people either hit the like or they leave. Either way, just make it add up. Yay, we're all even now. Cool. Okay. All right, so we are getting on to question number 8. Y'all see me? I'm keeping up with my little graphics and whatnot. All right, we're doing great on time. Still have 15 minutes. Cool. So I'm on number 8. All right. Any advice on how to be successful in the online dating world? As you know, we're in a pandemic. Yes. Especially in Canada here, we are on partial lockdown, and online dating is the only way to go for meeting new people and potentially dating. Okay. I don't think the online world is any different than the in-person world. I would say in your feminine energy, just allow men to come to you. You put your profile up, that's like you just being in a bar, or you being in a nightclub, or you being in a restaurant, or you being at the mall. Like wherever you are, you're just showing up, right? So you coming out of your house, whatever. It's like you putting your profile out there. So I just need to put for different. I like that. So just put yourself out there. Put your profile up. Do not lead with sex. That is a huge piece of advice. None of these turning around with your back towards the camera. Think about it. Would your future mother-in-law cringe if she saw your dating profile? Would your father cringe? Would your grandpa, would your uncle, would your brother, would your future son cringe if he saw it? Okay? Nothing about your profile should be cringy for men who are not sexually attracted to you. Does that make sense? Okay? So someone who is the caretaker for you, or someone who loves you as a family member, if they don't cringe, that's a good profile. So you could be beautiful. You could look beautiful. You could, show things that make you unique, talk about your passions, but you should not be leading with sex. All that does is invite men in who are not there for the right reasons, and it repels the men who are. Because guys who have something going for them, they see the thirst traps a mile away and they run. Guys literally tell me, oh, she's someone I would like hit, but I wouldn't actually date her. So don't lead with that. That's what I would say. I would show versatility. I would show different styles. Like I wouldn't do all glam and all the photos, and I certainly wouldn't put filters. That's one of the biggest things men hate. Don't do filters. Try to get as many natural photos as possible. Some with if you're comfortable enough to do no makeup, men love that because they want to know what they are getting. Okay? Like women are curious about the size, men are curious about the face and your weight. So let them see your full body. Be honest with what you got. Let your pictures be honest. Don't let your pictures be deceitful, because you might be able to get him to commit to a date, but once he sees you, if it doesn't match the profile, that was a waste of everyone's energy, and that's embarrassing. Okay? So make sure that that's the best advice I can give. I like this. Antonio, would guys ask a girl they are not attracted to on a date, how are you going to give someone a shot you're not attracted to? What was that in response to? Give the guys a shot. I'm trying to catch it. Look, I'm being nosy. I'm all in your conversation. Attraction comes in many ways. Okay, I'll have to go back and read later because I'm just being nosy. But that's the best thing I think. Just be as authentic as possible. Just like you. You want a guy to lead with what's real. You don't want anything fake or smoke and mirrors. Really show who you are. Men are very visual. So look nice in your pictures, but don't fake how nice you look. Be your actual niceness and have variety. You can show a little bit of glam. You can show a little bit of down to earth. Like for me, I have a dress where I'm in, I think it was like a photo shoot. So I'm full hair and makeup, cute outfit. And then I have other ones where I'm like in sneakers. And I've actually gotten so much positivity about my sneakers one. And I think because it's like they feel like they're really seeing the real you. And they're like, okay, well, she can dress up if she wants to, but I actually think she's pretty in her natural. And so many men say that. I love that you can, you know, I'm attracted to you naturally. So y'all dip into your natural beauty. It's hot. Men love that. And that's about it. And be positive in your bio. Don't talk about, don't talk to me if, or what I'm not going to deal with. You just sound like a bitter, unhealed person. So be all positive. All positive. If it's not positive, don't say it. Okay. Number 9. All right. Number 9. Okay, so this woman initiated a conversation with a guy. She left me a voice message again, so I can't read the question directly. I just kind of summed it up in my notes. So she slid in a guy's DM. They ended up sparking, you know, like an online relationship. They would talk a lot. But essentially, at the end of the day, it all sums up to she wasn't happy with his energy. So guys, what would I say? Let's see how many of you guys have been with getting my advice long enough to know. What would I say? The girl is hanging out with the guy. She doesn't like the way he's moving. What do I say? And I'm sorry for the pause, guys, but there's like a delay in real time. So I'm going to wait and see. I want to see who gets it first. She meets the guy. She doesn't like how he's moving. What would I say? Pop quiz, pop quiz. Many people as can. Put your comments so we see who gets it right. I should time this. Good Lord, was it like 3 minutes delay? By the time you hear me saying this, the comments will have already come in. It's funny. Okay. So this is too long of a delay. So there you go. First comment just came in. Okay. So Shakisha said, leave. You guys are good. Y'all are good. Y'all are good. And the new people who came in, please smash that like button so we can have the same number of likes as the viewers. End the evening, she said. Okay. Well, this isn't even a date in person. This is just an online relationship. She said, match his energy, disengage, and reject if needed. Tell him to slow down. He slowed down too far. That was the problem. Yeah, I think it's more than 30 seconds. It felt like I was waiting for like 3 minutes, which if anyone wants to time it, you can, from when I first asked the question until you saw Shakisha's response, okay? Be honest with the dude. Tell you he's moving too fast. No, you guys are I don't know what you heard, but no, he wasn't so, okay, I'm sorry. I was vague. I said she didn't like how he was moving. My bad. I wasn't clear. The way he was moving was too slow and too inconsistently. She said, tell him to have a nice life, sir. Peace. Amen. Okay? So now she's in her head. She's like, well, what about this? What about that? There's a move. He's thinking about moving. She's moving. There's so many questions and so many scenarios that she was going through in her head on these voice notes. And I'm like, it's really simple. If you don't like how he's moving, leave. If he's not making you feel comfortable, because again, go back and watch the video. Is he sending you mixed signals? Why are men so hard to read? That's what I said. Why is he so hard to read? If you can't read him, it's not because he's not giving you a clue. He's giving you the message. You just don't like the message. The message is, I'm not all the way invested. And there could be something that's of interest, which I gave in that video. Go back and watch. It's not because the person is like just fully pretending to like you. It could be he's bored and you're something to do to pass the time. He could be insecure or vain and just likes the ego boost. Okay? There's so many reasons why a guy can give you some of his energy and some of his time. But if he's only giving you half-ass energy and half-ass time, that means he's not all in. Okay? Even when a guy hasn't made his decision, he's still all in until he finds the answer. Okay? He will dive into the situation until he can determine if he actually likes you or not. Either way, he's all in. He's either all in investigating or all in as far as a commitment. Either way, it's all in. So when you see half-ass, lukewarm energy, red flag. And if you love yourself, you walk away because you know you're settling and it's never going to get better. Okay? Kyle says he has someone else he's seeing. But that's the thing. I don't even want these women to even hypothesize why he's not giving her the energy. Because that's not even relevant. Like, it doesn't matter. And it could even be innocent. It could be that he's going to school and he doesn't really have a lot of time to give. But either way, you're not happy with what you're getting. It doesn't, and I want to get people away from like the good or the bad and making him the villain or not the villain or anything that speculates on why is not worth my girl's time. They just need to know this isn't working for me. So he could be the man of your dreams, but not right now. So you can walk away and not be stressed and not stress him out. Walk away. And then when it's the right time and he has more time, he can come back. That has happened to me. Somebody came back and they're like, you know what? It had nothing to do with you, but I was not coming correct the first time. I was still trying to get over my ex, or I was really swamped with my career. Whatever the case may be. I don't care. That's your business. I don't care. That's you. I don't know. But if you ever want to come correct, you know where to find me. I literally told a man that, and he came back like, I don't know if it was a year later, months later, and came correct. And it was really cool for me. It was like this reminder that, yeah, you are worth speaking up for yourself. And I told him straight up, I like you a lot. I'm attracted to you. And it's not fair to me that I'm starting to like you more and more that we talk. But then you are all over the place. I don't like it. And he respected me enough to fall back. If he hadn't respected me enough to fall back, I would have blocked him. Thankfully, I didn't have to go that far because he respected me. And then when he popped back up, he asked permission to come back on the scene. Y'all see how dope that is, right? We all have power over our own decisions. And Tony says, if he's inconsistent, you're not the first choice. Give him the boot. I like that. Fact, he could be planning a trip to the moon. Okay, still, bye. He knows I exist. He knows how to contact me. The end. Yes! Aw, thank you, Anissa. I love you back, girl. Did you take him back? He was allowed into the observation stage. That's where he got. He got to get into the observation stage. It is a what is it, not gift? I can't think what it's called. Like, you have to earn even that. And a lot of you guys don't even make a man earn getting to the observation stage. You just letting the door open for anyone, as opposed to having like a filter for people who get in the waiting room. Like, you can apply, but you just giving applications to everybody. Like, some people just don't even deserve to get in the running. Like, they can apply, probably for the metaverse. You can apply to get into the running, but if they've shown something that you don't like, take them out of the running. They're not even in the running. They don't just automatically get the job. They just get a chance to apply. Okay? All right. What are we on? Oh, that was number 9. Okay. We're on number 10. Are you guys liking this? Let me know. And shout out to the new people. We got 4 new people who came in. Please make sure you smash the like button so YouTube knows this is the type of content more people want to see. You have to get out of the chat really quick and then come back in and click that like button. But I appreciate it, you guys. I appreciate it. Okay. Men make time for what they want. Amen, Aldrian. Amen. Okay. Number 10. A guy invited me on a first date. He didn't pay for me. This happens to me all the time and it's frustrating. Good Lord. Makes me feel like I'm not worth it to him. I hope I'm not the only one this is happening to. It also makes me feel like he's not that interested. Ding, da ding, ding. Wasted my time to fill the void of his lonely evening. My friends say if I go on a date where a guy invited the girl and he doesn't pay for her, then the girl should just get up and leave. Never done that before. I didn't know girls actually did that. Should I start doing that? If a guy asks me on a first date and doesn't pick up the bill, should I just get up and leave? What do you guys think? You think she should just get up and leave? See, Instagram or YouTube pushed it out to more people. I could tell because the surge of people just came in. See, I appreciate you guys hitting that like. All right. So those of you who came in, if you're liking what you're hearing, please help me out. Help me, help you, and hit that like button. Okay. It lets YouTube know that this is good stuff. You guys are enjoying it. So please smash that like button. And if you're on a mobile device, jump out of the chat. Then you can see the button and come back in. Okay? Did they go Dutch? Unintentionally. That's what she's saying. But apparently up until this point, she would just pay the bill if she got asked out. Kyle says, I think that should be discussed before the date. I have never, ever discussed it before. I've never had a man bring up who's going to pay. I've never. And I've never had a guy put me in a position to pay. So, yeah, that's odd. So Shakisha says, I would pay for my half and then maybe leave. So for me, I think I would chalk it up to the game and pay my half. And please believe he would never hear from me. Never. Not a peep, not an emoji, not a gif, nothing. Because that's how men demonstrate how they're feeling you. If you can't even, no. I always make sure I have enough to cover myself. Exactly. She should pay her half and bounce. And again, this is why I like going on first dates that don't cost money. Because I'm not even in that situation. I don't even have to worry about if I'm paying half. Too many guys like the 50-50 on the first date. I think it's etiquette of whomever invites should pay. I definitely think whoever invites should pay. And if you're in your feminine energy, you're not inviting. So, yeah. I don't like it. And I think that your discernment, love, if I could speculate, your discernment game might needs to come up. Because if you're attracting a bunch of men, not attracting, because the attracting is not the problem. If you're entertaining a bunch of men to the point where you're going on an actual in-person date, I feel like you should already kind of vet that energy. Guys are too transparent. They are too simple. You will pick up on energy. You can ask certain questions that kind of open up conversation. You don't have to straight up be like, do you pay for dates? But you can open up conversation. There's ways you can get this type. You could feel his vibe. If he's like a cheapskate, if he's a guy who's all about tit for tat and 50, you can find out. Would you like to go to dinner or get drinks is different than can I take you out to dinner or go out for drinks? Interesting. So Kyle's saying you can discern even in the verbiage. Okay. So this is all good stuff. Kyle is a good dude too, by the way, you guys. Okay. He knows what he's talking about. All right. So my little graphics, I only have 10 and there's an extra question. I had 11 that were submitted. So we're just going to call this a bonus. All right. And for my little timestamp, we'll just take it away so we know this is 11. Okay. You only go 50-50 if and when the date goes sideways. I still wouldn't even go 50-50 when the date goes sideways, honestly. But again, that's why I don't put myself in a position to pay. I don't put him in a position to pay. I do free dates for the first one. Y'all gonna start to do this when you get it. I'm more traditional and think the man should pay on the first date, but I only go on a date with a girl after I've met her and had a nice conversation, etc. Boom, there you go. So you have had a chance to get to know her. That's why I say, do an activity that's free. Go for a doggone walk. Y'all, it's good exercise. Put on your sneakers. Get comfortable. Go for a walk. Go for a workout. Go for a hike. Sit somewhere beautiful and just chill. Okay? Or maybe both of you come with your own snacks and sit somewhere by the water. Like, stop making it so complicated. The first date should just be kind of filling it out, especially if a lot of you are dating online. You just got to figure it out, okay? And also, it's just nice for these guys because a lot of them are doing first date. And we as women, it sucks because we can't get our time back. But they're not only not getting their time back when it doesn't work out, they're also not getting their money back. So, just a little nice thing you can do. Just free date for the first one. It's like you say, first one's on me. A little trial run. And then if you like me, now you can actually ask me out and actually take me out, I should say. All right, so here's the bonus question. I just met this man today, and our first interaction was at a car wash a few hours later, he called, and we had an hour combo, and then he called to speak and I didn't answer, and then he sent me these messages. He said, by the way, it's been less than 24 hours of knowing him. Is this a red flag? So let me look at this question. I did not print it out. All right, let's see. Bear with me, guys. Sorry for the delay. Okay, here it is. So the guy said, hi, my conversation took much longer than I thought. You're probably getting ready to head out. I'm about to do the same. I'll try reaching out tomorrow, but feel free to do the same whenever. Good chatting with you earlier. Have a good evening. Have a great evening, night. And 1 hour later, he said, wow. So I don't even get a response? So at first I thought she was like, well, that was kind of rude to leave him hanging. But then I looked at the timestamp and I'm like, it was literally 1 hour later. So, oh, he said, read again, please. Basically, I'll just paraphrase because it really wasn't necessarily, what he said wasn't necessarily important. It was more of the time. So he basically just made small talk, like cool, cool, whoop-de-whoop, based on whatever they were saying, because I guess he was supposed to call her back. And apparently, from what it looked like, he got a call, got off the phone, and I guess reached out to text her after. So an hour went by, and she didn't say anything. So then he said, dang, I don't even get a response. So I looked at the time, it was just 1 hour. So I feel that's a little intense. Now, if it was like he sent it at 7 o'clock at night and she didn't even respond and it was the next day, that would be one thing. I'd be like, sis, come on. Like, give him a bone, like something. Throw him a bone. But an hour later and you're already assuming malintent, he seems a little bit unstable. I say unstable because when you wear your heart on your sleeve like that and when you are so sensitive, it's an indication of not being healed. So there's an opportunity for him to feel love because he's projecting onto her what she's doing. So that's showing an insecurity. This is a lot of psychology, you guys. So someone else might not think that's a big red flag, but that's a big red flag. She said, red flag, run, girlfriend. People get busy. He should have waited 8 hours. Controlling, Brittany says. You're supposed to wait until the person responds back. Maybe she was busy, right? So that, to me, that's just a sign that, like, there's an imbalance there. I won't even judge him. It's just, if there's imbalance, and that would take me out of my peace. I would be like, nope, I'm choosing my peace. Thank you. Red flag. Yeah, I don't like that. Let her breathe. Okay? Oh, look at me. Oh, I thought it said 57. It says 07. Okay, I went 7 minutes over. I'm trying really hard, you guys, to stay within. Maybe if I get more than 10 questions, I eliminate the last question or at least add it to the next one. But it was so close to 10, I thought I would just slip it in there. But do you guys mind when it goes over a little bit? I don't know what attention span is like. Okay, guys. So that's it for the show today. If you guys enjoyed it, you can always hit the super chat. There's a little button. I believe it's at the bottom. If you guys want to tip your server, if you like what you see, it's always nice. My last show, I was able to take my kids out to dinner with it, so I really, really appreciate it. I do this full time, you guys. Okay, this is not a side job in addition to. So anytime you guys send a blessing, it's amazing, and I appreciate that. But feel free to do that, and of course, I will shout you out if anyone does a super chat. And the other thing is that if you guys enjoy my stuff, I get a lot of people messaging me, telling me what an impact I'm making in your life, etc., etc. If you feel so inclined, you can become a patron, okay? And the website is Patreon. There is a link in the description of this video below, so you guys can go there. But you can become a patron, and for as little as $5 a month, I think that's like the baseline, you guys can support. For things over $5, then you guys get access to various things that I have. You can just look at the packages on my Patreon account. But if you would like to do that, that would be amazing. And you guys really, really helped me. It allowed me to buy a lot of time between quitting my job and really figuring things out. And I really appreciate those of you who have been there since the beginning. A lot of you have been actual day ones. You've been there for like over a year. Came in late, darn. She says, oh, bummer. So we are just wrapping. We just wrapped the show, but you can go back and watch. I'm going to go back and add the timestamps. You guys can see the questions as they are listed there now, but I'm going to go back in the next few minutes and add the timestamps so those of you watching on the replay can see that. If you guys are watching the replay, comment in the comments. You guys participate live and let me know you're watching on the replay so I can shout you out after the fact. I go through and try to answer all the comments or respond to all the comments, okay? All right, guys, until next time, please tell someone that you love them. I mean it. Go out there, tell somebody that you love them. I'm going to stick around for just a little bit as always and talk to you guys in the chat box, but I'm out.